90% of that time inside. Not only 90% of the time inside, but they say the air quality of our inside the house can be 3 to 4 times worse than it is outside. And I guess one of the telling factors of that is when it's sunny and you see the sun streaming through the window, and what you see flying through that or streaming through that sunshine are those tiny little particles. You ever thought about where they go? Well, we're breathing them, of course. 299,293 is the item. This is a triple action air purifier. In fact, it's a 3-pack, so you're getting the 2 larger ones here. Each of these will take care of an area of about 67 square feet, which is pretty significant. And then you're getting a little plug-in device as well. And that little plug-in device you can take with you. Maybe you have it at the office. Let's be honest, when you hear the sniffles and coughs on the other side of the partition, you think, oh, I don't like that so much. This is going to take care of those tiny little particulates. Now, first of all, you say filter, how filtered? Well, triple filter. First of all, it's got a permanent HEPA type filter. It's got a photocatalyst filter, UV germicide light technology, and of course in the mini one, you got the germicide air purifier as well. So this is a set of 3 of these. So if you suffer from allergens, pollen allergens especially, you don't need to be reminded that it's pollen season. Here in Florida, it's been horrendous. You know, I find it interesting in this day and age that in the weather report, not only they talk about the humidity, the rain, the chance of this, but they talk about the pollen count that's there. If you suffer from that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, what will this remove? This will remove up to 0.3 of a micron. Now, have a look at this. If you look at there, there's your human hair. And you go down, pollens, dust mites, pet dander, smoke particles, 0.1 to 1 micron. That falls within this 0.3. That's what this will capture. So this is not some, no, of course it's pretty, with the black and the white and the blue. In fact, let me show you. We're going to show you the smoke. We're going to show you this one. Oh yeah, have a look at this. This is from the previous presentation. Now, what they've done is they've put it in a chamber, they've filled it with smoke. This is to show you how effective this is. Now, watch this. They don't cut away, and no pun intended, there's no smoke and mirrors. What you will see is how well this device, when they flick the switch, look at this, starts removing those smoke particles. You saw before, 0.1 to 1 micron. This is removing 0.3 microns of those particles. So the pollen, those nasty things out there, certainly the pollen, your dust, the cat dander. One of the things I would suggest, and my wife's a veterinarian, I can speak, you know, with great love for felines, but that cat litter area, not good, right? Let's be honest, right? Having one of these set up, I honestly believe, depending on the size of the room, of course, you could actually put the little wall unit in that area for the cat litter, and then you've got these 2 larger units. So the large units, it's got 3 settings: a low, a medium, or high. It's got the UV button at the top as well, because remember that triple filtration system that it's got within it. But let me just check, Dan, do we have all 3 colorways still available? Okay, so we've got the blue, the white or the black, but the blue that we're seeing right now, let's call it the sky blue. That is most limited, $149.95. We've got less than a minute and a half remaining on it. So there's all 3 that you're getting. Again, it's a customer pick. But thinking about, again, as I started off this presentation, about 90% of our time spent inside. And if you think about summertime, because we've got our air conditioning on, doors are closed, windows are closed, so all that stuff, when was the last time you changed your filtration on your air conditioning? Have you done that lately? Change your filter on your air conditioning. I did that the other day. It was phenomenal how much was in that filter. This is working constantly. Whisper quiet too, by the way. Shh, it's whisper quiet. So that means if you got it on during the night, keeping that room clean. In fact, just last night spoke to a lady with I was doing a dock cloth demonstration, and we had a viewer called in who owned a daycare, and she was talking about the cold season. Well, I know we're in the cold season right now, but think about that. The nasties that are going through, the coughs, the sniffles, the sneezes that go on, to think that you can get one of these will take care of a room of 67 square feet. I mean, that's pretty significant. You're getting 2 of them. And the reason why is that when we launched this, when we originally had this this filter, the air purification system, we just had the 1. And then viewers came, loved it, and then said, we need more. So we put in a 2-pack. They said they want more. So we've given you the 3rd unit right now that just plugs into any outlet. There's going to be a full presentation coming up. You're going to absolutely love it at 7 p.m. tonight. Get your colors. This is the most limited right now. Your flex pay in there is $37.49. Free delivery. Great chance to be able to get it and put it to the test. You're watching 10 Phase. My name is